sir.
Shalom, house of Israel.
Shalom.
Peace. Thank the Almighty God that able to come out and worship on His Sabbath in spirit and truth. Amen. Amen. The open scripture coming today from Psalms 51, verses 1 through 10. As I read, let the Spirit speak to your hearts. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according to thy multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sins are before me. Against thee only have I sinned and done this evil in thy sight, that I might be justified when I speak of, and be clear when I judge of. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin my mother conceived me. Behold, I desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hind part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me from hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear thy joy and thy gladness, that the bones which thou have broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. We thank Almighty for His holy word. Amen. Amen. Amen.
So tell my phone on mute. I forgot to turn on mute. Just pull it down from the top. Yeah. I'd like to say happy Sabbath to everybody. You need a Bible? Like I said, I'd like to say happy Sabbath to everybody. We are here on the Lord's Sabbath day.
Amen.
And what we're doing is, God gave us a commandment to make sure we gather with each other on the Sabbath day. This is not no request, this is a commandment. We must come together on this holy day so He can recognize us. And today we're going to get right to the lesson because it's kind of lengthy. And today I'm going to give you the title. The title is Black History According to the Prophets, The Gifts on the Ship. Black History According to the Prophets, The Gifts on the Ship. See, a lot of time in Israel, we focus on the curses a lot of time. You know, that's how we recognize who we are, the curses and the color. But we have a much richer history than that. We just try to explain to people by color who we are. Because they have another set of people in Jerusalem saying they're us. And this is very important that we touch on our history, because if we don't touch on our history, the young one will lose it and won't carry it on. And this is the only thing that's going to help you stay rooted in Israel. Like I told you before, how do you kill a people? You destroy their history. If you don't know, for example, if you don't understand who your cousin is, who your auntie is, who your mama is, you'll mess around and have a relationship with either one of them. So you got to make sure you understand the history, the lineage of your people, to see where you came from. You hear the old folks say who your folks are. They're trying to figure out who your family tree is. But when it comes to the Bible, we don't go in the Bible trying to find out where we from. We just want to hear the happy parts. We just want to say, hallelujah, praise God. It's a much richer history of our people. If we don't get it to the young ones, and most of all, if the older ones don't carry it, we will lose it. We will lose it. But this is the reason why I titled this message. I want to go a little different where I normally go, or where our teachers go, and which is these slave ships. A lot of times we don't touch on the gifts that the slaves had in the land. But I mean gifts, the talents, the special skills. And most people think that these white people went to Africa and got a bunch of slaves. They didn't go get a bunch of slaves. They got scientists, engineers. They got architects. They got these people that had great knowledge. And the reason why I know they had great knowledge is because God was with them. And when this history was taught to them and this law was taught to them, they had to build all this stuff. They had to govern all this stuff. These are what the doctors was. There wasn't no such thing as a doctor like you and I know it as. The Levites was the doctors, and I'm going to show you that. Our people. And everything you wasn't being healed by a pill. People don't understand how to get healed in the land today. But on these slave ships, God had all the answers to the world. Our people, so-called African Americans, we're the Israelites that were chosen. But we got to get out this mentality and not researching our history to understand who we are. Because if we don't research our history, guess what? A little 10, 11, 1-year-old, they're not going to care it. They're not going to care it. So the old heads got to keep it flowing. So I want to make sure everybody understand that those white people didn't go to Africa getting slaves. They went to Africa and got some really talented and gifted Israelites, which they call today African American. And I'm going to show you, these are God's people. He gave them all the answers to the world. All of them. All the answers. If you want to know something about God, you had to come to Israel. You had to. But these people today don't come to us for nothing. You know why? Because we don't know nothing. We know what the world knows. We don't know what God knows. God gave us a great history. And I'm learning about this stuff, learning more and more about our history every year. And it's getting good to me. So this is what we intend to do, to make you understand the so-called African Americans. They wasn't slaves. They was inventors, scientists, doctors, engineers, architects, all these things. But you never know that. Why? Because you didn't read the book. I'm going to show you a little short video before we get started. And the video kind of goes into detail about the inventors of what we did over here in this land.
Thomas L. Jennings invented
These are some of the people.
dry cleaning known as dry scouring. He became the first African-American person to receive a patent from the U.S. government in 1821, and he even used some of his profits to fund the abolition movement. Lewis Howard Latimer helped draft Alexander Graham Bell's patent for the telephone and also created the carbon filament inside Edison's light bulb. Garrett Morgan invented the gas mask that went on to save many lives in combat and emergency situations. He also invented the electric traffic light that we all love.
These are
Despite
people,
popular
Israelites.
George Washington Carver did not invent peanut butter, but he did, however, find 300 different uses for peanuts, including making cooking oil, axle grease, and printer ink. According to the legend, George Speck, aka George Crumb, accidentally created the potato chip in order to punish a disrespectful guest in his restaurant. He quickly found out that the chips were a hit and later started the Saratoga Chip Company. Otis Boykin invented a wire resistor that is still used in some pacemakers, household appliances, computers, and even missile guidance systems. Dr. Charles Drew invented a method for separating and storing plasma that helped start the first ever blood banks. He then became the leader of the American Red Cross Blood Bank during World War II, but later resigned when the armed forces ordered that only white people's blood would be given to soldiers. Frederick Jones invented refrigerated trucks that allowed products to be shipped over long distances. Before his invention, they used huge chunks of ice that quickly melted. At IBM, Dr. Mark Dean helped create the first personal computer. He holds 3 of IBM's original 9 PC patents and currently holds more than 20 total patents. Dr. Patricia Bath invented a laser probe and surgical procedure to remove cataracts from people's eyes. NASA employee Valerie Thomas created an illusion transmitter that set the foundation for the 3D television and movies of today. X stands for the many black inventors that we don't know about due to lack of documentation or basically just white people stealing their ideas and taking credit for them.
Exactly. This is what they do. But our history didn't just start here in America. Our history started way in Jerusalem or the land of Canaan. which is Africa. If you don't know it, Jerusalem is connected to Africa. It's the land of Canaan, which is the land of Ham. Well, we're going to start out in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. We want to make sure that you understand that our nation of people, which are the Israelites, or the so-called Negroes, or the so-called African Americans, was a blessed people above all people. And the reason why we was blessed is because God entrusted his law with us. He wanted to make sure that we distribute the law amongst the people. That's all we had to do. That's all we had to do. Like today, these gifts that these men that you see on TV that discovered all this stuff in America, they're our people. We got some of the same materials inside of us, some of the same inventions inside of us. But a man told me one time, he said, Jeff, where's the richest place in the world? And I said, what, Dubai? He said, no, the richest place in the world is the graveyard. The reason why they're rich, because many inventions died with people. Because they never pursued it. And you know God gave it to the Israelites. You've seen it. We created it. That what I just showed you ain't 1% of what we created in this world. Everything that you see in this world, we created. The majority, 90% of it, came from us because God entrusted his gifts, his talents in us. But we don't know that. We got to get this history. So I'm just going to let you know that it was gifts coming off that ship. It wasn't slaves coming off the ship. There was a lot of inventors, doctors, all this stuff. So in verse 1, go ahead, brother.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
Yes, sir.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Wait a minute. He said he's going to set you on high above all the nations on the earth. Every last one of them, he's going to set you on high. Do you understand the magnitude of that? No other nation had the knowledge that you had and I had and our ancestors had. If, that's a big word, if we hearken to do all, listen and to do all his commandments, he said, I'm going to set you above all nations. Go ahead.
2. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
That's a big word, if. God said you're going to have so many blessings going to overtake you. Like Israelite could be walking down the street, somebody say, hey man, I'm going to give you $100 because you Israel. Walking down the little part of the street, hey man, I'm going to give you another $100. Like, man, I already got money for this. It's going to overtake you. That's how it was in the land. But we don't know nothing about that because we don't know that we are these people. God said, I'll be a little sanctuary to you in your enemy's land if you operate according to the law. Go ahead.
3. Blessed shall thou be in the city.
Yes, sir.
And blessed shall thou be in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Everything about us is going to be blessed because whatever we put our hands to, it's going to prosper. Everything. Because one thing we had to do, keep the commandments. Keep the commandments. He said, you're going to be blessed in the area, in the field, in the city. Asking you about, are we blessed like that today? No. Everywhere we go, we go in the city looking at us. Seeing if we're going to steal, kill, or do anything. We go, our fruit of our womb, we need our children. They're looking at them like they're going to steal, kill, or do something bad. Mainly because our ancestors left the history. They left the history of Israel. And God put us on them ships. And I'm going to show you those slave ships are real vital in this book to understanding who Israel is. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Yes, sir.
Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out.
I just want you to hear this. Bless, bless, bless if you do these commandments. Go ahead.
7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways.
You mean to tell me if an enemy come up to me, just come up me talking all God gonna smite them? This is the kind of power we have. If you want to, I put it on the level like you see white privilege. This is black privilege right here. If you want to understand the layman's term, this is black privilege. He'll smite the enemies before them, and they'll run 7 ways out of your face. Go ahead.
Verse 8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto.
Yes, sir.
And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
All these gifts. Go ahead.
The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee,
Yes, sir.
if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways.
He said he gonna establish you as a holy people. Holy people. You don't understand what establish means? I'm gonna set you up. Like the old folks say, you grandfathered in. You ain't got to pay the price of everybody else pray. You already grandfathered in. We know your people. Come on in here. That's how it is right there. When we were Israel walking down these roads, we were blessed upon every road, storehouse, field, whatever it is, we had it going on. But we left out those. One big part was look smart, keeping it. One big part that looked small to the nation, obeying the commandments.
Amen.
Go ahead.
10. And all the people
Hold
of
up, jump down to verse 32. 30. Well, go ahead. My fault. I thought I had it. Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 10. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
And they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle,
Yes, sir.
and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto the fathers to give thee.
He swore it. He gonna give it to you. He swore it to our ancestors. He swore it to you. You'll be blessed beyond your imagination. Keep going.
12. The Lord shall open up unto thee his good treasure,
Yes, sir.
the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand.
Yes, sir.
And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow.
Man, we can't lend nothing in no nation right now. We barely can pay our bills in our household. This is what we had in the land. The blessing. I'm gonna show you what we lost. Go ahead.
13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them.
Our face is supposed to be on the money. We supposed to have the stock market. We supposed to control all the finances in the world. But what are we controlling now? Nothing. This is the blessing. This is the gifts that God put on the ship too now. But it's going to be a reverse because we broke these laws. But he still have a little glimmer of hope in us. He said, I'll be a little sanctuary in your enemy land. Keep going.
14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day,
Yes, sir.
to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
So you're not supposed to go after no other gods. You're supposed to bring the law to these people every time. You're not supposed to go after Christmas. You're not supposed to go after Easter. You're not supposed to go after Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, all this stuff. You're supposed to go after the high holy days, the Sabbaths, and all the laws of this book. He said, don't even go aside of this. I'm going to bless you. And that's what Israel had. They was blessed. Go ahead.
15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
This is what we at today as a nation. All these curses come upon us. And all these curses, it's going to be a reverse. Keep going.
16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Yes, sir.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land,
Yes, sir.
the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Yes, sir.
Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
What people match up with them curses?
We do.
Black folks. I'm I'm gonna make it a layman term. Black people. We match up, we curse everywhere we go. Folks, I ain't curse. Walk in the store with your hands in your pocket. And see how they look at you, you black. Walk in there. Try to do anything without a license, especially you us. They'll lock you up. Drive without some insurance. They might get a white man a little pat on the hand, hey, you go ahead and go home. Now they're gonna put you in the back of the car. You know how I know that? Leviticus chapter 26 said we're gonna be cursed 7 times more than all the nations.
Amen.
I ain't exaggerating about this, but people need to know this. Jump down to verse 32. Go ahead.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
When they put our sons and daughters on them ships, or they sold them in these different lands, we couldn't help them. Couldn't help them. We have no power. When I say we, I know my history. My people couldn't help them. Go ahead. Just like now. They put your son and daughter and shoot them and kill them in the streets now. What they said the officer is? He innocent. He said, I fear for my life. This us. Go ahead.
33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall the nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway.
You see where the gift started? It was a gift on them slave ships, and we were the gift. He said, the fruit of the land and all thy labors, meaning your work, shall a nation which knoweth not eat up. They're going to eat up everything you do. They're going to get all the money. You build a house, they're going to take it. You get some land, they're going to take it. Why? Because these curses are on us and we don't know how to get them off because we don't tell people, you got to obey the commandments. The 10. And all those other commandments also. Go ahead. Jump down to 36, yeah.
36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
He said he's going to put a king over us that we don't even know. The last, you just mentioned to me about the last king we had. Last king we had was what? Zedekiah? I think it was Zedekiah. And the worst king we had started with, it was Jeroboam, Rehoboam. Them cats right there. That's the last time we become a nation. I think it was, I might be wrong, but the last king, what 3 kings? King David, King Saul, King David, and Zedekiah, and Solomon, excuse me. And then Zedekiah, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But he said he's going to put a king that we not know. We don't know the king of this land. Folks say, yeah, I do. I know he Donald Trump. But he don't match up with the laws. He don't go by the laws. He do not care nothing about me and you. Period. And he make it known. But we need to understand this. Jump down to verse 45. I'm going to get to them gifts on the ship. Go ahead.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Yes, so the curses going to be on us until we just been destroyed. Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
See, that's the problem. He keep telling you about these commandments. Go ahead.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
What is the seed? Your children. Our children going to be upon them. When they born, he got to strike one on them. He Israel, or he black. Or she Israel, she black. Strike one. Period. It's going to be upon your seed. Go ahead.
47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore
See
shall...
what he said right here? He said, because you did serve the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart. Folks think you just supposed to go right around here, just go laugh, 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 talk. No, you be joyful to obey the laws. Period. Now you can have some fun as long as you don't break the law, but when the law is the table, oh man, why we got to listen to this? Why we got to do this? Why? That's that's how some people mentality is. Because you know how I know? Because I was the same way. I was the same way. You're supposed to serve the Lord with joyfulness. Like the Sabbath day is supposed to be joyful in His word, not your own talking, not your own thoughts, not your own way of life. It's supposed to be about Him today. Go ahead.
48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee,
Yes, sir.
in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
Who is that? Who match up with that? Israel. We was in the transatlantic slave trade. They transport us all over the world in slave ships. Yokes of iron around our neck. Go ahead, what else?
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far,
Yes, sir.
from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We don't understand English, French, Portugal, all that. We understood Hebrew. That's why they gave us this name, nigger, which means ignorant. That's all it meant. You take a people that can't speak the tongue, how you gonna understand you? They didn't know they had scientists. They didn't know they had architects. They didn't know all this stuff till they started working in the field. Like, hey boy, show me that again. Hey boy, show me the cotton gin. Show me the lawnmower. Show me the elevator. All these inventions up here. Before the language got to us, we had to sit up there and show them what we can do. Because it was against the law for us to read. Period. But when they start understanding that this is a great people, they know all this stuff, we're going to use them for what they got, which is their gifts. On the slave ship. Go ahead.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They don't care about you old. They'll shoot you, kill you, rape you. They don't care. The young, same thing. And believe me, the next time this come up, it's coming up again. It's going to be worse than this. That's why we got to get our mentality right. Don't think you just going to skip into the wilderness like, oh yeah, everything going to be all right. No, you better make sure, because some of us going to get caught outside because we don't believe this. They don't believe it that serious. It's going to be a smooth transition. It ain't going to be no smooth transition, buddy. It ain't. Go ahead. Yes, 63, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Now we got land. He said you're going to be plucked. Like you go out there and pluck some cotton off a tree or an apple off the tree. You're going to be plucked off the land like an apple can't do nothing but be plucked. He ain't got no say so. That's how we were. Go ahead.
64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Yes, sir.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Who's that talking about? You're going to be scattered all over the world. Israel. Now this is how we're going to be scattered. Jump down to 68. I know I got that one. Go ahead. This is how we're going to be scattered right here now. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
So we understand that Egypt is not that far from Jerusalem. So we talking about a different time period right here. Egypt just means bondage. We are in the spiritual Egypt right now, which is America. All these nations all over the world. He said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt with ships. What do you have in these ships? Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So you're going to be sold to your enemy for slave men and slave women. No man shall buy you. Meaning that Martin Luther King ain't going to get you out of this. Malcolm X ain't going to get you out of this. What is his name? Louis Farrakhan ain't going to get you out of this. God said, no man shall buy you out of this. He's the one going to get us out of this. which is this captivity in his land. This is what he's talking about. But these are the gifts on the ship. He said, Lord shall bring you to Egypt again with ships. Like I said before, they didn't just bring slaves. They brought scientists, doctors, architects, and all that. We're going to touch on all that. I'm going to show you we have a much